Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Winter Circle at our 9 a.m. 9:04 class. Good morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So I'm sure that everybody knows what's going on in the world. And sometimes traumatic events that we have will always remember where we were. Oh, let me turn my music down. I'm sorry, everybody. Anyway, when I saw what had happened on Saturday, God, it took me back. Now, folks, I'm a lot older than all of you. I haven't felt that feeling since I was in 10th grade. 10th grade. I was 10 years old when they shot President Kennedy and they let us go from school. And I walked home and oh my God, I had the sickest feeling in my stomach. God, my parents who were Catholic, they revered John Kennedy and they were sobbing when I got home. And so on Saturday, when I saw the newsreel, it's terrible, man. The way I feel, if, even if you don't like Trump or you like Trump, just something like that happening, it's not good, man. It just, God, I pray for this country. But enough of that. You didn't turn to hear me talk about political stuff. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you is that I took a listing last Thursday. And truth be told, I I really didn't have a lot of faith in the house because it wasn't a typical house. I'll just come right out and say it. It was weird. It was freaking weird. The way the design was, the way the guy did wood cabinetry. They even put a indoor pool. And a lot of people go, why an indoor pool? And I finally got the answer last night from one of the neighbors that the gentleman who owned the home, his wife got cancer and she was an avid swimmer and he did not want her freezing during the wintertime. So he built this huge room over the pool, permitted and everything. Very interesting story. But nonetheless, we did an open house on Saturday and we promoted it. We did what we could. And there was a lot of people that showed up. And you know what they told me? Now, I had somebody do the open house, Amber Rodriguez, my partner in crime, and they said, this house is so weird and I love it. Totally took me off by surprise. And the reason is because I didn't think this house met anybody's requirements. It just goes to prove how wrong you are in your thinking. Somebody else's, is somebody else's treasure. So it taught me a really cool lesson is that I had a preconceived notion of what I expected, and it totally turned out different than what I expected. And it was totally positive. And we opened up escrow this morning. So I'm in a really good mood. I'm so happy for the sole survivor of the marriage. And because she's going to get a lot of money and to carry her on through the rest of her days. So that was good. But my point is, I went and wanted to find out how this buyer's agent treated the open house. I got to tell you, I was so impressed. I turned off a main street. I saw signs right away with flags on them. I got closer to the street, signs with flags on them. Then I turned into the cul-de-sac. I saw the signs with flags on them. And instead of being inside the house, she set up shop outside with a sign-in book, some water, some cookies, some information. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because when I started in the business, that's how I made my living was by open houses. And I know some of you are going, I ain't sitting open houses anymore. I get it. Okay. Because I've done my fair share. I used to do 6, 7 in a week. And they're going, you're crazy. Yeah, well, what else is new? But it was the only way I knew how to generate leads. And I was so proud of this lady, so proud because this lady has another job and she takes a lot of my excuses away because this is all that I do is coach agents and train agents. And this lady works 9 to 5 and on the weekends she does real estate and does open houses. And that's how she's making her living. And she's brand new to the business, by the way. I've got to give kudos and shout out to Johnny Jennings and his wife Valerie for training this girl. I was so proud. I almost got a tear in my eye. I know I'm being overly dramatic, but I was so proud of her with the way she did all the setup. Now, some of you are going, I would never sit open houses because it's a waste of my time. Yeah, I know. I get it. There was plenty of times I did open houses and I got nobody. But why is it when you're picking up your signs, somebody will stop you on the street and go, oh, which house is it? And after you've locked the house up, they want you to open it back up and go see it again. I'm telling you, that happened so many times and so many failures. Lockbox keys not working and you got to crack open a window. Okay. Sometimes I had to, well, I'm going to leave that to the imagination, how to get in because I was not going to be denied. I was not. To me, open houses is the easiest. Now, here's the caveat. If you're a lady or a man, don't do an open house by yourself. Too many crazies in this world. Okay. And that's why she was outside, which is a very, very good point. This girl, she's very pretty, put together, really nice. And she says, I would rather stay outside just in case anything happens. And she's already called her neighbor down the street to let her know if come over to look. I mean, I got so many ahas from somebody just starting out in the business than what I could even think of. So I was so proud of her for doing that. Okay. So proud of her for doing that. Now, if you're with EXP, there's a rumor that KV Core is going to be all changed. I've even heard the fact that it's going to have a new name. I don't have the answers. I don't know what to expect. I am not in the inner circle, but I guarantee that once we find out what it is, you'll be the first to know. And we'll have people on here that will explain what's going on. One of the things I want to share with you today, because I'm looking over my notes from last week, time management and mindset belief. And this Friday, on Fridays with Frank, I'm going to have a kick-ass one because I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. And some of you guys are just being afraid of being uncomfortable. And you've got to be uncomfortable. Well, Frank, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do want to be uncomfortable because that's the only way this is going to get done. To put you in a position to where, well, I'm going to say that talk until Friday, but you need to get out of your house and go meet people. I'm talking realtor events, MLS board, chamber, church. You need to figure out a way how to go meet people. So open houses, meeting people, and let's talk about phone calls. Okay. You should be making at least 5 phone calls a day. Well, Frank, who do I call? I would call 3 people that you know and 2 people that you don't, whether it's a vendor, lender, whatever. And I'll tell you the reason why is because I'm a big believer in having 3 vendors of every kind of business, like 3 lenders, 3 termite companies, 3 appraisers, 3 cement people, 3 brick people. You get my drift. And that's how you start accumulating leads. That's it. Okay. Ricardo, thank you for being on this morning. I'll take that as a yes. Anyway, leads is your biggest problem. And the reason you don't have enough leads is because you're not talking to enough people. And if you're afraid, just start talking to your family and your friends and get over that. Go take a Toastmasters class. Go do a LeTip, something that makes you uncomfortable. After my call at 10 o'clock, I'm going to the gym. The gym doesn't make me uncomfortable, but there were times going, I don't want to go to the gym. I have to go to the gym. My mindset now is I get to go to the gym because one day I won't be able to because Mother Nature catches up with you and Father Time catches up with you. And so everything that's making me uncomfortable and opposite mind, I am volunteering to do. It's very, very important. Okay. And you know what? I'm not going to go on. I'm going to save a lot of my energy for the Friday's call, but if make sure that you get on the 10 o'clock call, which is in 45 minutes. I have a special guest who's going to blow your mind with some of his tools, and we'll see you then. All right, everybody. We'll see you at 10 o'clock in the winner circle. And for those of you, I'll see you on this coming Friday with Fridays with Franks. Have a good one.